Hi, here's a quick walkthrough in case you're still feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I want to help you with moving along to Module 2. Module 2 is due this coming up Sunday. I'm not sure what section this video is being posted in for this course, but most likely I'm posting this video right after Module 1 was due, which means Module 2 will be due this coming up Sunday. Check the course schedule for your course, of course, for when modules are due. Module 2 is a one-week module, so for those of you who just want the straight dope, content area M2 overview. This tells you everything that I want you to read over and gives you the idea what I want you to learn for Module 2. The purpose of the assignments, etc. will be explained here. Here where it says levels of learning and learning process methodology, that's like your textbook reading. It's part of your textbook reading. It's just more reading about what I want you to learn for this module. The assignments. Those of you who are very grade conscious, this is what you want to focus on. M2, your math questions, that's not essential. That's just optional. If you have some math questions, go ahead and post them here. And your classmates will hopefully try to get back to you. And for good questions and good responses from classmates, you get a little bit of a bonus in your other assignments. You'll notice your assignments for this course are often creative writing type assignments. You're not getting these math homework type assignments. Some folks I notice for Module 1, I can say that no matter what section I post this, because there are always students in every section I teach that are a little bit confused. You notice for Module 2, I want you to do Modules 10 through 16 in math and graphing skills. And then I want you to do this SII model, journal or self-assessment we call it, and then you'll submit it. Most of your grade, people, most of your grade is coming from this writing. This is why I require, so to speak, or I expect you to please include 2 math concepts, 2 math learning concepts, 2 ideas you got mathematically, and explain them or teach them to me step by step in your journal. That's what I'm talking about. So when you submit your work, it's going to look different for you. I have grading summary. I have a grading area. You're going to have a submission area down here. You'll just submit the answers to these questions. And you'll go to math and graphing skills to do these modules. I'll show you where that is in case you were having trouble. Back to the home page. Just bear with me for a sec. You can fast forward a little. Those of you who are getting bored here, if you've already done this. Math and graphing skills. Math and graphing skills. Log in. Log in. Okay, this is when you do your math and graphing skills work. So for this, for Module 2 in the course, I wanted you to do Modules 10 through 16 in math and graphing skills. Do the best you can. Learn from it. Research a little. I mean, this is old school math. This is junior high level math. I'm not going to beat you up so much on the accuracy of all of your work. You're not going to get a much better grade for getting much more accurate work necessarily. However, back when you do your write-up for this, so I'm going to see that you did it. I see how many answers you got right or wrong. But I really don't grade you that much on that, okay? In Module 2, when you're working on those, I want you to remember your work. I want you to remember your thinking. I want you to reflect on it. I want you to research a little bit if you're having trouble. And I want you to write about it. That's the key. That's where most of your grade comes from, is the writing you do in conjunction with those math modules. Okay? So in your submission area, you're going to write about this and give me some detail. Prove to me you did it. Prove to me you thought about it by giving me details step by step by step. I explained that in an earlier announcement in another video. Okay, so that's part of your Module 2, to do those math modules and give me a good write-up on it. I'd like you to please participate in this discussion. There is a discussion topic written at the top. And then you add a new discussion topic, write it up, and then please reply to other people's discussions as well. Nobody has started this discussion yet this week. No biggie. Again, you get some bonus points for in your other write-ups, for example, here or here. I'll give you some bonus points if your discussion is great. You lose a few points here and there if you don't participate in the discussion. I reserve the right to grade you on your discussion. In other words, everybody gets 100 but you if you don't do it, that kind of thing. And I don't always do that, but I can. I usually just give a few bonus points if you do well, take a few points off if you don't. Okay, and then initial written self-assessment. This is a unique item in Module 2. This is kind of the idea, the special guest star for Module 2. This is the focus outside of math content. This is the idea for Module 2. Initial written self-assessment. This tells you some things that I'd like you to write about. Part 1 and Part 2. Please write it in your Mahara journals, that Mahara resource, and then send me the link, but also copy and paste what you write into the submission area. Hopefully you have a submission area written down here somewhere, or over here to the side. All I can do is see graded work, so I think you have a submission box. Put a copy and paste a link to Mahara, like you practiced last week, with all this stuff in it. And also, please copy and paste what you wrote into that submission box, just in case your Mahara link doesn't work. I wrote a video about that earlier. So let me just double check everything here. Back in Module 2. Okay, so I just went over with you. I want you to do those math modules. Nice detailed write-up of those math modules with at least two math concepts explained in detail. I need you to please briefly partake in discussion in here. Read it, philosophize a little bit, maybe ask questions, answer questions your classmates pose, just to keep things moving. And also you have this reflection journal assignment. Now you might be confused where to submit stuff. I'm confused too. I just, as long as I can read your journals, as long as I can read your self-assessment for this part, and as long as I can read it for this part, you're going to get a fine grade. I guess the idea here is to write your write-up for modules 10, the math modules, in the submission area here, and here write it in Mahara and send me a link. But as long as I can read it, just give me something I can read. Writing it in Microsoft Word and attaching a file is great too. Okay, as long as I can read it. So that's it for Module 2, it looks like. Submit it early, that'd be great. If you submit it early and you followed all directions and it looks good, I add some bonus points to that because I love that if I get a chance to. I don't guarantee that you get that bonus for doing it, but I usually like to grade things early when I can, and I give a bonus for that because it puts me in a good mood. Otherwise, it's due Sunday by 5 o'clock, please. All right, thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.